Alright, this is moving out vlog, number whatever. This is actually the second time I'm doing this because my battery died while I was doing it I was rewatching it because I was going to keep going anyway, but I didn't like it because I had my music playing and it was too loud because I had it actually behind where the camera was, and that's actually where the mic is, so kind of screwed that one up. Anyway, but once again, for the first time for you, is interest. If you've seen the videos or the other ones, you know I like games and anime. If you watch the room tour one, you've seen pretty much all my stuff. I got the Mega Man figures, and Back to the Future, and Spider-Man poster, which I really like. Or I guess I couldn't really call it a poster, but wood poster picture thing. I don't know. But like other interests I have, outside of like games and anime and other shows I watch, like I mentioned, I like Supernatural and Justified. Also like the show Being Human, which recently had its season 3 finale, I believe, the American version. Um, I've seen the original version. I saw the first episode and like a random episode that was actually new that day, so it kind of spoiled some stuff. At least I thought it did, but when I saw this season finale, a lot of things didn't happen that I thought were going to. So I'm starting to think that maybe now the show's kind of branch off, which I like because what I found out really made me sad for the show. And fortunately that didn't happen, but also it could just be that I'm a little behind, and also because I thought it was only one season behind, but it could be longer because I don't really know British, broadcasting stations and stuff and how they do their seasons, which they call series, by the way, if you didn't know, like series 1 and series 2. It could be different, so I don't know. I could have been behind more than I thought. But anyway, like I like that. I love my games, love my anime. This song you probably know is from a really popular anime. It's Code Geass. If you haven't seen that, you should see it. I always, like me and my friend, we always try to get our buddy to watch it because he always misses out on like some of the best shows because he's always like super busy. So like he hasn't seen like Avatar or Code Geass and a bunch of other stuff. And we always try to tell him like he loves Death Note, so I was like, you should watch Code Geass because it's like Death Note but better. Cause it's like Death Note with mechs. It's not just because it's got mechs. That's just a random thing that's really cool about it. But it's just that psychological manipulation aspect of Death Note. And I can't really say a more colorful environment. It's still really dark for what it is. It's just, visually, it is a lot more colorful than Death Note, which is a bit more realistic. Obviously, no mechs. But, like, if you haven't seen Code Geass, check it out. Fantastic anime. It's only got 2 seasons. It's really great. And there's a new manga out for it now that I haven't started reading. I think it's like Code Geass. It's something I honestly can't remember. But anyway, great anime. Fantastic song. I love the song. That's the season 1 song. And that's by Flo, who does. I guarantee if you've seen an anime, you've heard Flo do an opening because they've done a billion of them. And I saw them in concert once. I didn't even know they did this song, and I was like, oh, yet another great song they've done that I really like. But I have a bunch of different interests, and like one I've always had has been video games. Like I have my Super Nintendo right here. Right now I'm going through to try to find another song. But I've always been interested in games, but music really wasn't in my life for honestly like 13 years, I'd say. And then that's kind of when I got into rock music. And this song, also from Something Great, is Children of the Elder Gods from Alan Wake. And if you haven't played that game, you really should. It's a fantastic game. It's like a psychological horror thriller game. And it's really episodic, so you can do a whole chapter and then you beat it, and it'll leave off on a cliffhanger and have like a song played for the end of the episode, and you'll be like, well, now what's gonna happen? Obviously, for me, when I got the game, I just like shot through it and loved it, and then I played it all over again because it was that fun, and I loved it so much. I like bought all the DLC, and I bought the. They made like a new um, mini. It's not a sequel. It's basically like an interquel, technically. I mean, it's just technically a sequel, but it's not Alan Wake 2, and they are coming out with that, which they put in like the end credits, like Alan Wake will return in Alan Wake 2, like James Bond, and like I bought that. They also have another song in there that I really love, and that's probably they've made some of my favorite video game music. That would be like actual music. Like if you heard this on the radio, you probably wouldn't think, oh, that's video game music. You would think that's just another rock song, but technically it is video game music. And they have this song and then Poet and the Muse. And the group that does the songs, they also did a song for the end of Max Payne 2 called A Late Goodbye. And the group is Poets of the Fall, so you should check them out. And check out Max Payne 2. It's an older game, but if you haven't played it, you're missing out on like one of the best games ever made. That's not even an opinion, that's just a fact. So Max Payne 1 and 2, and Max Payne 3 is fantastic as well. And if you played Max Payne, like you still have it, or if you played it and you remember you love it, you should definitely play Alan Wake, because they have so many references in Alan Wake to Max Payne. It's unbelievable. Like they have the guy who, like they have I would almost said Sam Fisher, but that's Splinter Cell. I can't think of his name. I know his first name is Sam, but he basically wrote Max Payne. He's in Alan Wake. They have like TVs you can watch. Like a lot of stuff that they do in Max Payne, they do in Alan Wake. Like you can get the TVs and stuff, which was one of the random things I noticed that Grand Theft Auto took from Max Payne was the televisions. Like you can watch TV now and stuff like that. That was Max Payne. But anyway, he's actually in the show, or in the game, like on the TV show, and he does the face that he does like during the pause screen when it comes around. They have references because you get notebooks, or book pages, I mean, and the characters will read from it, and normally it's the character Alan Wake, but there's a stage in the past where you're in his house, and you read from his really famous books, and it's the guy who does Max Payne's voice reading those pages, and they reference the song. They do like direct quotes from the end of Max Payne 2, and even like my favorite reference to Max Payne has to be the fact that they use the same sound effect for locked doors, which I just thought was so silly, but I just loved it. That was crazy. So play Max Payne 2, and then, or play both of them, Max Payne 1 and 2, and then play Alan Wake, and get all those references, and just get a fun game in general. And you'll hear some really good songs from Poets of the Fall, not Poet and the Muse. That's one of the songs. But you love that game. It's a great story, great music, and it's just one of the reasons that I love games. It's one of my interests. I've been playing. Like I'm looking at Super Mario World right now. Some people still think like games and anime is just for kids, because you generally, well, I guess this would be way more for anime than games now, because for games now, generally, unfortunately, you mostly see like Call of Duty and people being Call of Duty fans who are not the general populace of gamers. Those are just people that like to shoot other people. That's what that is. That's just Call of Duty people. And like I like Call of Duty. It's a fun game. I have Call of Duty 4. I really like it. I didn't buy the other ones, but I played them. I beat them all because I knew someone else who had it, so I played it and beat them. And I like the games that have really good set piece moments. They're really fun. It's a cool story, and that's about it to me. Like I'm not huge online for Call of Duty. Excuse me. And it's not because I suck, which I do. That's not why. I just don't. It's not that fun to me. But I do like the games. But for a long time, games where like games seem kiddie, and then there are games where they're like super violent, like Mortal Kombat when it first came out. I'm sure if you play games and stuff, you know about this. Mortal Kombat was like had a huge problem when it came out, just like Grand Theft Auto did. But it was like, you can punch people's heads off, and you punch people and blood shoots out, and you can pull his spine out, which is the same as ripping the head off. It's the same. Sub-Zero. You rip the head off, and the spine comes out, and freeze people, and all types of crazy stuff. And then Grand Theft Auto, you can run over people all day long, kill hookers, and do all types of silly stuff. And that really changed from when it was just Super Mario World and like Ninja Turtles, which is my favorite game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. And like I just love it. No offense, Super Mario World. Great game. There's tons of secrets, which is nice. But it's just Ninja Turtles. I like Ninja Turtles. And if you don't watch the show, you should, because it's fantastic. Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're interested in teenagers, mutants, ninjas, or turtles, you will like the show. And free games, like I said, it changed from when it was back then, and now games are seen as super violent, like they cause violence and stuff. But for anime, I feel like it's exactly where it was, a long time ago, where it was like, it's mostly for kids, even though it's a lot more people that watch anime and read manga and stuff. Anyone who doesn't really know anime would be like, it's like Pokemon and Naruto. And Naruto, I feel like I love Naruto. Like you've seen the video. I have all the seasons like from the original except the fillers, and like I read the manga and stuff. And that's when we had it in America, which you can only get on iTunes now, I heard. When we had it in America, it was only the original Naruto. So not much really happened in that compared to what's happening now, where like a lot of people do die in Naruto. And back then it was like the villains died, and like one good guy died, like all of the original Naruto, from what I can remember. And I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, it was like only one good person. And so it seems kind of kiddie, and plus, like the famous ones is like Naruto, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and they just seem, they can seem like more childish, shows for kids. But I've watched like all of those. I don't watch Pokemon anymore or Dragon Ball Z. Although if Dragon Ball Z comes on, I'm probably gonna watch it. Pokemon still new, even though Ash is still 12. Still for kids. But you got those anime, then you have like the super adult ones. Like Another is an anime, which I wish I was wearing that shirt. But that's like super adult, and not sexually adult. It's just really like violent, and like there's death. It's not violent like people killing each other, but there's a lot of people die. And it's a really great show. And if you watch anime, check it out. Unless you're squeamish about blood, then you can't watch it like at all. Because if it was censored, it would literally be like the first episode. So don't watch it if you don't like blood. But if you don't mind, check out Another. Crunchyroll.com. It's not a paid advertisement, but it's a great website. I wish I was paid. But go to Crunchyroll, check it out. Find other shows. You should always like branch out and try to find other things. Have other interests. You never know what you might get into. Which is kind of like when you go off to college, people say like try this and try that, because you don't know what you'll really like. You might have an idea, and a lot of people don't. Like I did. I always wanted to make games, and then I had to do a bunch of math, which I still want to make games, but I found out that even without the math, I found out I just prefer to make the story than actually create the game itself and do the actual designing. I want to just be like the creator of this world, and so that things change. But I still do want to be involved in games, and you never know what you might want to do. It could still be in this area, but it might not be this. It could be like just slightly off, and you never know. That could lead to all types of things you like. like liking music or liking games leads me to other types of music. Liking games actually led me to Korean music like K-pop and K-rock and stuff, and that came from watching game trailers TV, which led to Dead Fantasy, which led to me like following Monty and he put out a video where he did the song G and like designed the characters around it, around the video. And then I watched that video. Then I got into Girls' Generation and Big Bang and 2NE1 and like a bunch of other groups that I'd never heard of before. And so you just never know. Like one interest can lead to, another interest. And just like forgetting your interests, or not forgetting them, but just putting them aside to look at other things can lead to like a whole new world. So you never know. Some of mine, rock music, anime music, video game music, I love 8-bit music, and then just a few other things. Super long video this time. Sorry about that, but thanks for watching it all the way if you did, or thanks for just, even though if you went away, thanks for tuning in to you who have already gone. Comment, rate, subscribe if you like. Subscribe if you don't like. It doesn't matter. That I can use the subscribers. But comment, rate, subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching.